Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. Let's meet our deans and our students of the month. Now I'd like to turn over to Dean John MacIsaac, the Dean of Whittier House, to introduce his students of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our first student of the month is Matthew Kelliher. Matthew is currently enrolled in AP Calculus BC, AP Physics C, AP Statistics, AP Literature and Composition, AP Computer Science and Principles, Band, and Civics. Matthew is a wonderful student here at the high school. He's a member of the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society. Last spring, he was awarded a book award for being one of the highest ranked juniors in the class of 2025. He has earned high honors every term here while at CHS, and most recently he was recognized at the National Merit Scholarship Program as a commended student for his performance on the PSATs. Outside of the classroom, Matthew is very busy. He's a member of the marching band. He was an officer for all 4 years, and as a junior, he was an officer, and this year as a senior, he's a section leader. He plays the trombone, which I just recently found out. He's also been a member of the all-town wind ensemble and the pep band. I believe I saw him during Spirit Week at the Powder Puff game. Matthew and Elizabeth, the sister, and some of the guys were out there, were playing some instruments during the pouring rain, which we appreciated greatly. And beyond that, he's an incredible runner. He's been a member of the cross-country teams, indoor track teams, and outdoor track teams here at the high school, and he loves to run distance. This past fall, he was recognized as a captain, and he was most recently recognized as the indoor captain for the indoor track team. Mr. Richter refers to him as a captain of the captains. So there's many captains on the team, and apparently those captains have to report to Matthew before Matthew then reports to Coach Richter. Besides that, outside of running and staying busy in the classroom, he enjoys his work with the Boy Scout troop here in Chelmsford, Troop 77, and also likes hiking and skiing, specifically up in that Sugarloaf, Maine area, which is not too close here in Chelmsford. After life at CHS, he plans to major in computer science, but he's undecided on where he will be attending. Matthew, welcome and congratulations.
Hey, thank you very much.
So we've talked a bunch, and we talked out there about your time here and things you've done. So we talked about marching band and your involvement with that. What kind of led you into the marching band, and obviously playing the trombone here while you're at high school?
So in middle school, I played the trombone, kind of because it was one of the required classes, and I thought the big, shiny, long thing seems like the most fun to play. And I decided to continue with it in high school. Kind of being part of the band program, you're automatically join the marching band. And then kind of I fell in love with that aspect even more than any of the concerts. Just I enjoyed the playing at the games and the stands tunes.
So what's the highlight for you? Is it the playing at the games and stuff like that? Or
yeah, the Friday night games are always a blast. Because you're kind of hanging out with your friends all night and just having a lot of fun.
It's one of my favorite parts of going to the game. Obviously, like, people there to watch the game, but I always stay through halftime, and it's after the halftime show, because it's incredible. Miss Sex Hour and the whole group that goes out there and puts that performance on. So, you know, we also love it just as much as the people who are in it. For the classroom stuff, computer science, what has led you into liking computer science, and why you want to go into that field after high school?
So I kind of like the problem solving. I really like puzzles and how do you work through a problem to get a solution. So kind of at a young age, I started coding really from my dad, who's an engineer. And then I kind of really continued always enjoying that and slowly getting more involved in the math and the science courses. So then it kind of became like sophomore year, I realized that was kind of the thing I really wanted to do. And I wanted to put more time and effort into that after my high school career.
Awesome. Running. Distance. Not normal. People don't tend to love it. You do. What has kind of led you? You said mile, 2 mile, and obviously cross country. It's a long track as well. Where did that passion come from? Where did that interest come from? And kind of walk us through your career here at the high school.
So the funny thing is, my freshman year I played lacrosse. That was my one sport. And then sophomore year, kind of going into that year, I thought it'd be interesting to try and run like a marathon at the Bay State Marathon. That turns out it was kind of a dumb idea. And a friend convinced me to join the cross-country team that fall. So I ended up joining cross-country, and I fell in love with the group of kids and kind of that weekly racing, the kind of pushing yourself and trying to be better than last week or better than yesterday. And that kind of continued into the winter and the spring seasons. I realized I was a significantly better runner than I ever was at playing lacrosse. So.
Wonderful track program. Same thing, like hearing the stories from all those guys, and you know the girls as well of what's happening. The coaches are great. Sorry, were you? Oh, good. Like with the track, you've obviously won numerous awards, right? Captain's awards, leadership awards, coaches awards. What separates you from the rest of the team?
I like.
Yeah, but distance, yes.
I like to think I'm good at connecting with like the younger kids on the team. I kind of remember coming into it and not really having any idea of what I was doing, and it's like you're going through the motions, but you don't really realize what any of the motions are actually doing or why they're beneficial. So I think my ability to work with younger kids and try and show them the things that I didn't necessarily know and show them some of the things that people stepped up to teach me, I think is what I excel at.
Awesome. Have you run a marathon yet?
No, I've not. It's a college goal.
I've watched one. So with that, I want to say congratulations from the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month. Proud of you. Wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Now I'd like to turn it back to Dean MacIsaac to introduce the second Student of the Month from Whittier House.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our second student month is Valerie Wren. Valerie is currently enrolled in AP Literature and Composition, AP Psychology, AP Calculus AB, AP Biology, Honors Physics, Journalism, and Studio 2. Valerie is a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the French National Honor Society, and the Science National Honor Society. Valerie was also recognized as a top student in the junior class last year in the spring for earning a book award for the class of 2025. Valerie's also earned honor roll here at the high school for all terms she's been here. She's a member of the Give Club and also the Door Painting Project. Outside of school, she enjoys helping out at her parents' local restaurant, Lou's Kitchen. Hope we give them a plug. And then also enjoys drawing, reading, and surprisingly cleaning. You may be the only student that's ever put that on there, Valerie. Good for you. After life at CHS, she's hoping to get into a field associated to pre-med or in biology to eventually become a pediatric doctor. Valerie, you're welcome. So, walk us through your involvement in the clubs here at the school with the Give Club and the Door Painting Project.
So with Give Club and Door Painting, I both started them last year in my junior year after I had Miss Cabrud. She plugged in Give Club as a little, hey, join the club. And the first event I did for that club was cleaning around the CHS school parking lot, which we did with a group of students, and basically we just ran around the school outside and cleaned up. And the other thing we did was the Strides for Action, where we went to Boston and we walked in order to raise awareness for AIDS. And for door painting, it's basically where we sketched out a design for a staff member and they approved it, and then we got the board to approve it, and then we painted on the staff member's door.
What projects have you been involved with for the Door Painting Project? Whose classes?
For Miss Gilligan, I worked on it with a group of friends, and we basically painted her door with a character that she really liked. And the second door that I'm working on with another friend is for Miss Fitz, and it's basically something related to ASL.
Awesome. How long will that take usually?
Probably, it's a really simple design, so it shouldn't take us too long. I'm hoping that probably before the end of senior year, but it's probably in January maybe.
Okay, I was asking you to squeeze another one in before you leave, but it might be a little too close.
Maybe.
You've done incredibly well in your classes, being a member of all these honor societies. What have you done with those groups, whether it be inside the school, outside of the school, because a lot of community service involved with that, all that stuff?
For NHS, there is hours requirement, and we basically have to get 10 hours outside of the society and 10 hours inside, so sponsored. And for it's the same for most of the other societies. Like for NEHS, we have to get 2 hours per semester. And one of the activities I did last week, and I'm going to do on Wednesday, is reading to children at the elementary schools for an hour, which is for volunteer. Then for science, it's also kind of, it's similar as well. But one of the events we did was parent night, and we basically just talked to parents about all the science classes offered at this high school.
What was your favorite science class you've taken so far?
Probably anatomy, actually, because I really liked the class. But my favorite also has to be probably chemistry as well. It was also really fun.
Did you take AP Chem or
I
Chem
did
Honors?
not.
All the chems. Who was your teacher?
Miss Lickenthal.
So she's a good teacher. The restaurant. I know you spent a lot of time there.
Yeah.
What are the various jobs you've done while you've been there?
Mainly, I take care of the front because my parents are always in the back helping, or because they can't really speak English that well, so I help them with that. Other than that, it's minor things like cleaning up after people and sweeping the floor and closing.
Awesome. Good.
Work. Well, our time is up. So I want to say on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Whittier House's Students of the Month. I'd like to introduce Dean Erin MacNeil, the Dean of Emerson House, to introduce her Student of the Month.
My first Student of the Month for December is Sophia Miranda. Sophia, thanks for being here. You are so involved in all things musical here, but you're also part of the student council and the treasurer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But what your really, outstanding mark has been is the love and joy of the music you've brought to everybody around you. Can you kind of talk about where that started?
That's hard. My parents were always really involved in music. They actually met at band camp when they were in high school. So they got me involved when I was pretty young. I think I was like 5-ish when I started piano lessons, but I don't think the band aspect really came through until 5th grade when they had those music classes at McCarthy. And I don't know, I started on the clarinet and I stayed with it. I just really loved band and music and the community it brought.
Do you see yourself doing anything with music when you leave high school?
Yeah, I plan to major in music education. I'm hoping to become a band teacher or a music teacher.
What level would you like to teach? Middle, high school, elementary?
That's hard. I'm not sure, actually. I was hoping I'd figure that out in college, I think, a bit. But I just love teaching and
That's great.
helping people.
Well, we look forward to it. As I said to you when you sat down, I hope we see you back here one day, bringing your
Maybe.
skills back to us. Shifting a little bit, out of your 3.5 years here, besides, say, band, what else has kind of made a lasting impression on your time?
That's interesting because I think there have been some classes that have really made an impact on me, but also some of my extracurriculars. I think the community, I think that's what it is, the community here, because everything that's become memorable for me has been because of other people, I think.
Speaking of memorable, you just had a really memorable performance here for the Student Council. You want to explain what you did and what was your role in that? We had with our pep rally and the Spirit Week.
Oh, right, yeah. So I'm treasurer of the Student Council, so I was in charge of like the spirit points and all of those things. So me and other members of the board, like Ishani, Arushi, and most importantly, Lana, we all worked together to create the pep rally that we had.
Seems like a full-time job. A lot of preparation going into it.
There was a lot of meetings and, after school stuff, but it was really fun to get to work together.
Went well. It was a great job at that.
Yeah, I thought the week you guys planned was great. Ben, this is my 4th year. You guys are my seniors, right? I'll be my first graduating class, but I will say the 4 years, you guys had the most spirit and most kind of conduciveness.
I'm glad.
Also looking back, if you were going to give, say, your freshman self some advice, what would you tell yourself? Or any freshman?
Me personally, I was really nervous for high school. I had just come out of COVID, so this was my first time being back in person. So I think I would have told myself to just let things happen and take it easy, because it's not as scary as it sounds like in the high school movies or whatever, with all the things. There's a lot of stereotypes that's just not true.
What schools will we be looking at next year?
I'm not sure yet. I really like University of Rhode Island and UMass Amherst. Not sure, but
A few some good choices there. That's great. Well, our time is up. So I want to say on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
thank you.
I'd like to turn it back to Dean MacNeil to introduce her second Student of the Month.
Our second student of the month for December is Ishani Dave. Ishani, thank you for being here. There's so much to talk about when we talk about you. All your community service work that you've done, being part of the Give Club, the Melting Pot, the Human Rights Club. I can go on and on. If you think about your past 3.5 years here, besides the classroom, what are some of the things that kind of have been most memorable to you?
I think definitely the experiences that my teachers have given me are probably the most memorable things that I'm going to take away from here. Especially my chemistry classes in sophomore and junior year. I think those have been very pivotal. I think I've definitely grown so much throughout my high school career because of my teachers like Dr. Chowdhury and other teachers like Mr. Merrill or Miss McManus, like definitely because of that.
Before the camera started rolling, you had talked about that you wanted to be, was it
Neurosurgeon.
neurosurgeon? So what got you interested in that, and where do you plan on going for that?
I've definitely always been interested in becoming a doctor, and surgery was a more recent discovery that I had. So I shadow a lot at hospitals like Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center in Boston. And because I've watched these doctors help patients through surgery, and I've shadowed neurosurgeons themselves, and just watching them go through their everyday life and just watching them perform such tough tasks which really change people's lives, that really interests me in the career itself, and I really want to do that in the future.
Good for you. What schools will you be looking at?
Boston University so far, and Northeastern, Tufts. And
Excellent, great choices.
Staying kind of local.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, medical field, it's smart to be around here, right? That's amazing. Whenever I listen to you guys talk, it makes me feel like, wow, you guys just do so much. As you mentioned Dr. Chowdhury's name. I asked her about you because you said she's been super influential, and she talked mostly about how just such a strong leader you are, and you can lead with your quiet, and people just, everything, when your words come out, people just take you so seriously, and your lab work is precise, she said, so great job on that. Switching over back to the future, when you see yourself going to college, if you're local, are there any kind of clubs that you want to stick with that you've been a part of here in the college level, or are you just going to look towards the academic piece?
definitely more science-related clubs, and definitely activist clubs involving activism like human rights, because there's just so much going on in the world right now, and for me to have a voice or even the littlest bit of impact, it would mean so much to me and would really help me grow as a person even in college.
If there was a class that you could recommend to a freshman coming in and say, in your 4 years, you have to take this class, the best class, what would that be?
Probably, honestly, pre-calc, because it's really tough, but it just teaches you so much, and it's really fundamental to a lot of more harder math concepts that you're going to tackle.
Who's your pre-calc teacher?
Miss McManus.
Oh, she's fantastic. That's great.
Pre-calc. I don't know if I can spell pre-calc, so good job. No.
Yeah.
So thinking about the rest of this year, you've got a couple more months. Actually, we're probably about halfway through. What are you most excited about?
Well, I'm most excited to commit to college, number one, but also, senior events like prom, and just making the most of these last few months with my peers.
Great. It's a good plan. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll go by really fast.
Yeah.
It will. Well, I want to say on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I'd like to turn it over to Dean Christina Mitza from Hawthorne House, to introduce her Students of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So our first Student of the Month for Hawthorne House is Owen Dowd. Welcome, Owen.
Thank you.
Owen has been has made big contributions to Chelmsford High School, including his current classes that he is taking. He is in AP Calculus BC, AP Physics C, AP American Government and Politics, AP French Language and Culture, Honors Band, CP Modern World Literature, and also involved in the mentoring internship in our PAVE classroom. So you are very busy. Yes. Along with all of this and all of his academic accomplishments, he has been able to be inducted into many different honor societies. The National Honor Society, the National Speech and Debate Association Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, the French Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, and the Tri-M Music Honor Society. So just with all of that alone, I'm sure your day is filled with many different tasks and assignments and things like that. But Owen is also involved in our extracurricular activities, including sports, and also president of the marching band this year. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Owen, about your experience in the band over the last 4 years?
Yeah, so I'd say the band has just been an amazing community for me. The entire group is really supportive, and I love how we sort of all come together, freshman through senior, and make really one group, and now being president of that has been just even more rewarding. I've loved seeing how the band has come together this year and being able to be a role model for that entire group. And best of all, it's sort of being a president is sort of a social role. I get to organize a lot of parties and a lot of events for the group, and also put together different performances, whether it's the pep band or head shop during pep rally. So it makes it really exciting if it's a bit strenuous to be able to put all these groups together and get all of these kids involved in something that has been so exciting for me, and get to see their experiences and make it just as fun for them.
That's great, and it was quite the performance this year at the pep rally.
Oh,
so
thank
nice
you.
job with that.
Well
That was
done.
great. So I know you're also involved in some of our athletics here at school, ski team, which you're heading off to after
Yes.
this, golf team, track team. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what the ski team is all about, and kind of where you guys go, and you know,
What do you do when you only see grass?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
that's what I'll be going off to right after this. We've just got workouts for the entire month of December, a lot of running upstairs, a lot of time in the weight room, and my legs will be really sore by the end of the month, but it's great because it means that we get to come together around sort of like a shared difficulty maybe through the first month, where we don't actually get to our games or our races until the way that other sports do, until January, and then we get, of course, to get out on snow, hoping for a bit of a better snow year this year.
Yeah.
And then we get races, and it's a little bit different because sometimes people ask, like, oh, there's a ski team at CHS, because of course we're a little bit separate. We're all the way over at Neshoba. But it's also really exciting to get the chance to race over there against 5 different teams every year, and also sort of compete individually and have a team effort at the same time.
Great. You are such a well-rounded student here at CHS. You're involved in so many things and you have helped so many people along the way. If you think about your last 4 years here, what would you say, to an incoming freshman entering CHS on that very first day? What do you think is one of the most important pieces of advice to give them now that you're looking back?
I'd say maybe it's okay to be a little bit overwhelmed sometimes. We know that high school can be a very difficult time. I know that everybody grows up a lot throughout these 4 years, and sometimes between classes and extracurriculars, things can turn into a lot, but best of all is that I feel like sometimes when maybe the work was especially difficult that week, or I felt like I've really had just gotten overwhelmed, usually by the end of the week I'll have some experience that's also still exciting and kind of brings me back to remembering that all of the things that I do are for fun and just meant to be a better experience. So even if it's a lot to always schedule stuff or get stuff to always fit in, at the end of the day, it's usually a really positive experience, and just have fun with it.
Excellent.
You added so much to our school inside and out. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month. Proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank you so much.
Turn it over back to Dean Mitza from Hawthorne House to introduce her second Student of the Month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. So our second student of the month is Alden Mondoth-Deepak. Welcome, Alden. He has had a lot of different experiences here at CHS, including a variety of classes that he has taken, involved in lots of extracurricular activities. So we're really proud to have him here. His current courses right now are AP Calculus BC, AP Physics C, AP U.S. Government and Politics, AP English Literature and Composition, AP Computer Science A, and Honors Common Law and Trial Procedure. So you're very busy with your classes, for sure. And one of the things that Alden has been a part of over the last 4 years is the math team. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your experience with the math team, Alden, and what it's been like for you?
Yes, so the math team, I absolutely love it. The first thing I did was join the math team in terms of extracurriculars. As soon as I came to high school, I really felt like I fit in. What we do with the math team is we really just have fun in some ways. We think of it more as puzzles rather than just, math. And we go to competitions, and it's a great way to bond with other people through a shared interest of math and puzzle solving.
When's your next, sorry.
How are you and the team been doing?
We've been doing really good, actually. We just hit the 30-member mark this year. Yes, our current head count is 30, which is a massive increase from last year.
Yeah. And when's your next competition?
Our next competition is January 9th.
Okay, great.
We have the MML,
Good.
Massachusetts Math League.
Excellent. Good luck with that.
Yes.
So Alden's also involved in science team, coding club, the physics club, mock trial, speech and debate. And you know, he gives a lot of credit to many throughout his 4 years here, but one of the teachers he's especially grateful for and has made a big impact on him is Dr. Chowdhury. Can you tell us about Dr. Chowdhury's class and why you feel like she's made an impact on you?
Yes, of course. So chemistry was not my favorite subject, of course. But over the course of 2 years, after taking her class, I feel much more connected to the subject, and I've had a great deal of fun just doing labs, talking to her, and just exploring new ideas and concepts, and just bouncing ideas off, you know. And it's been a great experience. She's a great teacher and a really great person, too.
Great.
Excellent. Great. Future plans? You applying for colleges for the fall?
Yes, I'm currently applying for the applied math and statistics programs
Excellent.
to various colleges. Yeah.
Great.
Nearby or far away?
I'm looking mostly nearby, but open to going farther if necessary. I'm not a huge fan of the cold,
Yeah,
so I guess.
I get that. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So I want you to think back to, you know, all the time that you've had here at CHS, and what do you think is one of your favorite memories as you're walking out the door?
My favorite memories.
Was it seeing your principal the first time? No?
Well, I just remember walking the halls freshman year, and it's just kind of surprising the way that my perspectives have changed. And you know, just the way that I looked at school and learning has changed. I used to think of it as a bit of a chore, you know, sometimes, but I really have grown to love learning, and yeah.
Okay.
I think that's probably the biggest experience that I've felt.
That's great, and it's probably great because you've been taking a lot of courses that you're interested in, right?
Yeah.
So that makes it a lot more enjoyable.
I love
That's
college.
great.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So on behalf of the Rotary Club and the Chelmsford administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne House's Students of the Month. Proud of you and wish you the best of luck the remainder of the year.
Thank you so much.
This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.